What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, I want to talk about what did Aron mean when he said back in the beginning about smart dilution. I was sitting back thinking about that, and I said, well, if there's smart dilution, then there also has to be dumb dilution, all right, or stupid dilution. That a company can dilute the float of their stock stupidly, or they can dilute the stock wisely and be called smart dilution. Okay, so I got to thinking about it, and I said, well, what would be dumb dilution? All right, well, stupid dilution would be to dilute the float of the stock when there is no reason to. All right, and dumb dilution would be to simply take the stock that they're going to sell and dump it into the open market for anybody to buy. That's dumb dilution. So what would smart dilution be? Smart dilution would be putting the shares, the new shares, onto the market in the right hands, okay? Now you're going to understand exactly what I mean by putting it into the right hands in just a moment, and then we're going to go to the chart, and I'm going to show you that smart dilution is happening right now. And this ain't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I have January calls on AMC because I got a feeling I know what's about to happen. Looking back, we can see Antara. Now, we didn't like the Antara deal at all, and it was a funky-ass deal that was going on. But if you look at the Antara deal, you can see smart dilution happening, okay? What happened in the Antara deal? Well, AMC made a deal with Antara to trade out some of the debt for APE shares. Remember? About $100 million worth of APE shares that they got. How? In exchange for debt. We'll give you X amount of APE shares for X amount off the debt. You feel that? Okay. And right now, what happened was, let's back up a little bit. They ran out of shares, all right, to sell. And Aron wanted us to add 25 more million, and we told him no, and he said it would be smart dilution, and we didn't do it. But what he was wanting to do was take the new shares and put it into the right hands. Who's the right hands? The people that own the debt. Because what happened is, think of Antara, they bought it at 66 cents off on the debt. Then the next thing you know, this motherfucker's at $3. And they're cashing out 1 million shares a day, remember? All right? And smart dilution, what happened? They traded off, give me some of the debt back, we'll give you 66 cent APE shares. And they said, okay, then they run the price up because they just traded off the debt for new shares. So what happens? They run the price up, people, because they now have new free AMC shares that they just got. Well, that hustle couldn't happen when we hit the top of our max in the float. All right, so he had to go to APE and do it in APE, and that's how they continued on the hustle. Now that we've done the reverse stock split and conversion, let's take a look at the chart, and I'm going to show you smart dilution happening, okay? Now, there's a couple interesting things I want you to take note of on the chart for AMC on the daily, okay? Like this, for example. You see this big push down right here leading up to the reverse stock split, okay? This was 20%, roughly. Don't quote me at 20, say 18 to 22% of retail selling out. The apes had said they had enough. Now, I know that's going to rub some people the wrong way, and they're going to say, well, CSI, how do you know that 20% of retail sold off in this time period right here? And I'll tell you, I could prove it. But after we had the 20% sell-off by retail before the reverse stock split, some of us went ahead and went through it, and I'm going to stretch it out here and let you see this next part. And the big sell-off happened, And then this big drop happened. What happened here? This was the news that Aron was going to be dropping 45 million shares of AMC onto the market. All right, dilution. And what happened? The stock held its breath. Everybody's wanting to know, oh Lord, what's going to happen next? But Aron is not just diluting the stock, I believe. I believe he's trading it out for debt. So at this meeting that we're about to have, he'll be able to say that he's swapped out X amount of debt to X for more shares of AMC. So if they're doing that right now, and we're going to hear about it on the 8th, then that's what this run-up here is, people. They have new shares of AMC that they've traded out for debt. This is just my opinion. All right, and that's called smart dilution. You give it to the debt holders, let them run the price up. They can triple their money in no time. So, if I'm right, and I think I am, I got my money on it that I am. I've got shitload of January calls that what they're fixing to do is run this bitch up to around at least $17 or $18. All right, there's a gap here. Actually, there's two gaps here. There's this gap and this gap that needs to be filled. So we can get up here to the $16, $17, $18 range real quick, real soon, probably before or at earnings. That should happen. I believe they've traded out the debt for shares of AMC down here around $7.75. And now they're fixing to run the price up. And they're going to double or triple their money. So you could look for the price of AMC to go anywhere to $20 to $30. That's just my reasoning. Now, you can look at the financials, and I'm just waiting on Tony D to drop his video on AMC's financials because actually he's got one of the best videos whenever he does the AMC earnings report. So I'm waiting on him to drop that. But I know they're fixing to run this motherfucker up because they just got, this is probably when it stalled out right here was probably them getting more shares. You're going to find out I'm right come earnings. So right now we know that as he dilutes and gives shares for the debt, what should happen? This right here. And I also hear YouTubers always hollering about manipulation. But if you follow the chart, and the chart you can follow AMC on the chart. It makes the same W's, the same Y costs, the same everything else any other stock does. They just have more rug pulls. We'll talk about that more later. But today's price action was beautiful and correlates with exactly what I'm talking about. All right? That right here is where he's swapping out the debt, and probably right here, and we're going to hear about it on the 8th right here. And that's when they should run the price up for us. But they got to get across this hard resistance line and this hard resistance line, and then after that, they should go on up. But it hit that resistance line and came back down. So we get another shot at it tomorrow. But price action should move up to the 48. That's what I'm looking for real soon. Love y'all. Be blessed. See you in the next video.